Other things NASA will be looking at during the Great American Eclipse. NASA is sending jets to get a closer look at the eclipse when it takes place later this month. 2 NASA planes will fly from St. Louis to Nashville during the solar eclipse in the U.S. on August 21st. The high-altitude planes will be equipped with equipment to carry out special research on the sun. According to NASA, they'll use high-speed cameras in an attempt to photograph nanoflares and their impact on the sun's corona. The space agency says they'll also take the opportunity to create a thermal map of the planet Mercury. NASA says the mission during the eclipse could provide some of the clearest images of the sun's outer atmosphere so far. NASA's always up to cool stuff. Keep watching for more. NASA finds star system with 7 Earth-like planets. NASA this week unveiled a major discovery of a star system that contains 7 planets similar to Earth. What's exciting is that 3 of them might just be habitable enough to support extraterrestrial life. Using the Spitzer Space Telescope and Earth-based telescopes, NASA scientists have found a star system called TRAPPIST-1, located 40 light-years from Earth. The ultra-compact system contains 7 Earth-like planets, with surface temperatures low enough to support water. 3 of these planets are believed to be in the habitable zone, close to the system's ultra-cool dwarf star. These planets take 6, 9, and 12 days, respectively, to orbit the dwarf star. Scientists believe their Earth-like planetary compositions may not only support water, but maybe even life. NASA calculations reckon that all the newly discovered planets have a rocky surface, but the space agency says more investigation is needed to determine if any of them contain water. In 2018, NASA will launch the James Webb Space Telescope, and will use this for further research into the TRAPPIST-1 system. This telescope can reportedly pinpoint water, methane, oxygen, ozone, and other elements of a planet's atmosphere. The TRAPPIST-1 system is located 235 trillion miles from our solar system, which means if you wanted to catch a flight there, the journey would take about 44 million years. So, still faster than a Spirit Airlines flight. NASA develops small origami-inspired robot. Future rovers sent to do some interplanetary exploration could have some tiny scouts along for the ride. NASA has designed an origami-inspired robot built to reach terrains and fit into places larger rovers cannot access. The pop-up flat-folding Explorer robot, or Puffer, is being developed at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California. The robot has 2 wheels that can be folded over the body, which allow the mini rover to crawl in addition to roll. The Puffer also has a tail for stability and comes equipped with a high-resolution camera. It has solar panels on its belly and can flip over when its batteries need to recharge. The robot can climb up inclines of up to 45 degrees, investigate overhangs, and be dropped into pits or craters. The Puffer can travel on a level dirt path for about 2,050 feet on 1 battery charge. The tiny scout robots are meant to accompany larger rovers and can be flattened like cards and stacked one on top of the other. Developers are now planning to add scientific instruments and give the Puffer autonomous capabilities. The robot is currently controlled remotely via Bluetooth. Future designs may also increase the size of the Puffer for added durability. We're going to the sun. NASA is planning an ambitious new mission to touch the sun that will supposedly revolutionize our understanding of the yellow dwarf star. Solar Probe Plus is set to launch in summer 2018 and will orbit within 4 million miles of the sun's surface, closer than any spacecraft has approached before. The probe will be equipped with a carbon composite heat shield to help it withstand temperatures of more than 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It will collect data from the corona, the sun's outer atmosphere, to help solve the mystery of why it's millions of degrees hotter than the surface. Scientists aim to study solar activity in detail, particularly how solar winds are accelerated. This could improve forecasts of space weather events, which can shake the Earth's magnetic field and impact satellite communications, astronaut safety, power grids, and radiation on flights. NASA is in the process of building the Solar Probe Plus and has already installed key elements, including the cooling system. NASA may have found a way to bring water back to Mars. NASA's scientists think it's possible to restore Mars's oceans by creating an artificial magnetic field that sits in front of the planet. Scientists say it is possible to place an inflatable structure that generates a magnetic dipole field at the Mars L1 Lagrange point. This would form an artificial magnetic shield to protect the planet from solar wind and radiation. Under this protection, the Martian atmosphere could become thick enough to melt carbon dioxide ice at the northern pole. In time, the atmosphere could spark a greenhouse gas effect that could restore some of Mars's oceans. Scientists said if the Martian atmosphere could be greatly enhanced over the next few decades, it would help pave the way for colonization on Mars. Even in space, you have to eat your greens. NASA hopes its astronauts will be able to keep up their veggie intake on future missions to the Moon or Mars, thanks to a greenhouse project it's working on with the University of Arizona. The prototype lunar greenhouse is cylindrical, measuring 18 feet in length and more than 8 feet in diameter. The garden uses a hydroponic system, in which water enriched with nutrient salts flows continuously through the roots of the plants. Carbon dioxide exhaled by astronauts can be absorbed by the plants. In return, the plants produce oxygen for the astronauts through photosynthesis. The exchange forms a bioregenerative life support system. NASA's Veggie Plant Growth System was the first fresh food growth experiment on the International Space Station. The space agency hopes to provide a more sustainable approach to long-term exploration on the Moon, Mars, and beyond.